Deep on ESPN 850 WKNR. Here's Gerard Cherry, Will Burge, and Emmett Golden.
Welcome back to 3 Deep. Gerard Cherry, Will Burge, Emmett Golden. I always find songs that name out cities fascinating in that they get play in areas where it's not the city. You know what I mean? Like California knows how to party, No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
Well, now
New York.
The artists now they make one for every city. That's they just sit in a studio and they cut that one line over and over and over for every single city.
Oh, that's gangster.
Yeah, exactly. So then everybody goes, "Oh, he's talking about us," when he's not. You know what I mean? But whatever, it fools people because a lot of people are stupid.
Remember James Brown, Live in America?
Yeah.
And the thing was, he's gonna name our city.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See, now if James Brown was out now, he would name literally every city in
the
America.
world, right?
Yeah, because he would have sold more records. 216-578-0850, and we've taken a little bit of a turn on the show here tonight, and we're talking with Darryl Eppinger, who is the filmmaker for The Joyful Agony of the Cleveland Browns Fan. And make sure your mic's on over there real quick. Just hit the red on button. Okay. You said this is your first full documentary you're doing.
Yes.
What has the reaction been? Because you approached us on Twitter, and I don't know how much you've been on Twitter or whatever, and we kind of retweeted it, and now you have like interviews set up with like hundreds of Browns fans, right?
Yeah. Basically, like I said, I was on Twitter. I probably had about 20-some followers, and then I reached out to you guys, and, you retweeted me, and within a day, I went over 100 followers. And, I mean, I'm still getting people, and then I put
it's
out...
the power of Eagle the 80.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The most famous man on Twitter.
And then I basically, put my email out there, and actually that still goes to people, anybody that still wants to be on the documentary. I'm actually having an event on March 3rd. If you want to know information or location, you have to email me at eppfilms, or my fault, eppfilms.
Now you sound like me now, Darryl.
at gmail.com. That's eppfilms@gmail.com.
Yeah, eppfilms with 2 P's. eppfilms@gmail.com if you want to be a part. March 3rd, right?
Yes, March 3rd.
When are you aiming for the release of the documentary? You have any kind of time frame? You just kind of see how it rolls?
Well, I'm going to see how it rolls. I mean...
Gotta get some draft footage in there, though.
Yeah. And
that's a Super Bowl, baby.
That's what
we have the draft at this year. You have any idea?
It's in New York, downtown. I'll be up there. You know what? If you go up to New York, you let me know. I'm sure there'll be some Browns with it, but you probably want to stay here with the draft parties.
I'm talking.
I'm
to
sure
a few
we'll be at
people
Harpo's again.
Harpo's, okay.
Actually, Harpo's is one person that I have reached out to doing draft parties and things like that, and just getting the reaction of people and just how they feel about things and just seeing how passionate they are.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's a great topic, and let's go back out to the phone lines now. Actually, real quick, I want to share an email with everybody. 3deep@espncleveland.com is the way you can email the show. And this is from a different perspective. We talked about losing a generation of Browns fans. How about this? Steven, he's Stephen Westlake. I can't pronounce his last name. Stephen Westlake says, "Hey, guys, you were talking about how the Browns are kind of losing a generation of fans, but I have to disagree. I'm 23 and I went to OU, and throughout college we would put the Browns games on the TV and then point the camera from our computers toward the screen and stream it to our friends who couldn't watch the games because they were going to school in other parts of the countries. We'll also find a way to get tickets to a few games a year, even though we really can't afford it. The cold and the losing didn't deter us. Even though we haven't really been a solid winning team in our generation, we are and always will be diehard Browns fans. It's what we grew up with, it's what our dads instilled in us, and it's what we will instill in our kids." That's Stephen Westlake, 23 years old.
So that boy come from good stock.
Exactly. He had it banged in his head from an early age. You will be a Browns fan, and that's why it's so special to a lot of people. Greg and Parma, what's going on, Greg?
Yeah, how's it going? Huge Browns fan. I've been a Browns fan since I was born in 1972. And during the 80s, I remember all the winning with Bernie Kosar, with Brian Sipe, and Bernie Kosar. I grew up with 2 brothers who were diehard Browns fans, and they instilled in me the hatred for the Steelers. Now it's a sad thing. When I grew up, you never seen anybody wear Steelers stuff. Now in Cleveland, I see everybody wearing Steelers stuff. When I was young, you'd get the Steelers shirt ripped off of you. it's just not the same anymore. You know,
Yeah.
My biggest memory of the Cleveland Browns is Turkey Jones drop a Bradshaw on his head.
We appreciate the call, Greg. It's good stuff, and that's what he's
Great
talking
name, Turkey Jones.
Now we have to go out to this caller, because I believe, if I'm reading the screen here right, let's go out to Bill and Menor. Bill, are you an 81-year-old Browns fan?
81.
Fantastic,
Yes.
Bill.
And still follow them, but I listen to the programs all the time, and sometimes you get on a subject like this, and it just hurts. Nobody even mentioned it. Well, maybe nobody's as old as I am that follow the Browns, but you get a lot of different teams now, Dallas, and you get a lot of different jerseys now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's from middle age on down to now. But they even have battles with their grandparents if they came up with any kind of uniform other than the Browns. It's just that it's the old hands that still remember that. And we just can't understand why the younger ones, our kids or our grandkids, why they go for different colors of fans. Well, they're front runners. The Steelers had a good team when they started. So the Browns weren't that good, and so a lot of them switched. And after all, Pittsburgh's not that far.
No, it's not. It's only a short jaunt down the freeway. Bill, let me ask you a question. 81 years old, what would it mean to you to see the Browns win a Super Bowl in your lifetime?
Well, it's like I always said, if I ever hit the lottery, the first thing I would do is have a heart attack. Get that out of the way, yeah. So that's the way I feel about the Browns. I win or lose, I think one of the callers mentioned the same. Win or lose, they're still the Browns. It's just the older ones that were kind of hurt because they don't have that younger following like it was when I was young. Cleveland has always been a Browns town, but when you think back, that was the reason, because we gave birth to them.
Yeah. All right. We appreciate the call, Bill. Good stuff. 81 years old, still going
Hold it
strong.
down. Doesn't sound like his voice either, man. He has a strong voice.
He had some youthful exuberance.
Yes,
to him
he
there.
did.
Yeah.
And see, that's one of the things that I do like about Browns fans. And I listen to a lot of different radios and TVs. I don't hear 81-year-old Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I don't hear 81-year-old Buffalo Bill fans. I mean, maybe
because back when they were young, they were terrible. Those teams were awful.
But that's the thing with the Browns is that even if someone back in that time had a team and they was good, they was bad, they probably jumped off the band or jumped onto another team some other time during their lifetime. I mean, to be 81 years and still be with the Browns, dedicated for 81 years. I mean, that's great, yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's
All
the
right.
fabric of this community.
Exactly. Darryl Eppinger, he is the filmmaker for The Joyful Agony of the Cleveland Browns Fan. It's a documentary. He's currently filming it. If you want to get involved in it, you're a Browns fan, email him, eppfilms, eppfilms@gmail.com. You can follow him on Twitter, @eppfilms, eppfilms. Check him out there. Definitely, when this thing's done, get us some copies. We'll give them away on there. We'll bring you back in to talk about how it turned out. We'd love to see it, and I'm sure it'll be shown at some theaters here around Cleveland. And we'll make sure we get the word out there for you, because I think it's a very cool project.
Oh, thank you.
Hey,
No problem.
thank you for coming in, man. It's been a lot of fun. We got to get our final break, and when we come back, we still have Cavs tickets to give away. We have to hit what had happened was the leftovers, and then we'll be out of here. It's 3 Deep on ESPN 850 WKNR.